you all. I think I'm live. Hey, you all. How are you? It's your girl Latanya here. I wanted to, I think I'm on. Yeah, I think I'm on now. Hey, how are you? It's your girl Latanya here. But I wanted to jump in real quick this evening. It is Tuesday evening, 8:50 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But I wanted to jump on because I was asked a question by a content creator, and I wanted to also share this information with you all because I believe it will also be beneficial for you all. So the question was they were running ads, but they saw that they were not converting. So here was the problem. In them running ads, and they were running ads on Instagram, running ads on Instagram. What was happening was they were getting the likes, and of course, when you're putting money behind ads on any platform, they're going to push your content out to more people. It'll hit more people, and depends on who you're going after. All those great things. So of course, when you're running ads, it's going to push your content out. It's going to give you a bigger reach. And that also depends on what your budget is, how much you're looking to pay out on a daily basis, on a weekly basis for that. The problem was in her not converting. I said, let me take a look at what it is that you're putting out here. Let me take a good look at your content. The content wasn't bad. And as I always tell people that are looking to run ads, make sure you go through a process of what we call research. You put something out here, you see how well it's doing already organically, which is telling you, of course, in your back office, you'll begin to see your impressions or your likes or any shares or any time people may have saved a post. That's an indication that this is a good piece of content that people do like. You're doing that organically. And then just take a look at your back numbers. And then when it's time to run an ad, what you will begin to do is you can create something that is similar to what that ad is, that piece of content. Now, of course, too, when we're running ads, you want to do what we call an A/B test. One could be an image, the other one can be a video. And then you test it for a few days just to see which one is running better. Now, let's get back to the question that they asked. They said they were running ads, they were getting likes, but their whole goal was to get more followers, which is what most people do want. Well, after I got a chance to take a look at the information, what did I see? There was no call to action to follow my page. Remember, anytime we're utilizing our social media platforms, you should always be looking to market. Everything has to be intentional and everything needs to be strategic. The problem was she was getting people who wanted to like. They liked the piece of content. She had about 400 likes. That was amazing. However, she only got a few followers. Well, you have to ask people to do what you want them to do. So what I suggested for her to do was to also create a little slide and ask people to follow the page. All right? So they're going to go back and they're going to do that. You always want to tell people what to do because people will like all day, but that don't necessarily mean they're going to follow you. And so what the platform will do, it's always going to put you in front of more people, but that doesn't mean that they're going to follow you. So your impressions are going to be high. All right? Because they're pushing it. However, her goal was to get people to follow. You have to ask people to follow your page. Now, there's more to this because your content always needs to be up to par, you all. You want people to convert now. So there are other several reasons why people may not be converting. Especially too, if you're out here and you're putting information out and maybe you have a product or you're trying to get people to your lead magnet. But remember, I'm going to give you all something right now. There is something, and we're talking about targeting, making sure that you connect with the right audience. Okay, when you connect with the right audience or the right target market, and the content is looking good, and people are curious in regards to the information, they have a tendency to click. This is the behavior of people. If it is something that interests them, they will click. The question is, do you have somewhere for them to go? This is what social media marketing is. If you have somewhere to go, and maybe they go all the way up and they click, but you notice that they don't go any further. That means there is a disconnect. Now that could be a disconnect because maybe your opt-in page or your lead magnet or something is there. It could even be the price tag that is causing people not to go any further. So now, how do we know where people are in the process? We call it the customer journey. I'm about to give you something. This is what I give my students. We're able to target people by what we call, it's a code that we place on an ad. It's a code and it's the metapixel. All right. I'm going to be going over some of this stuff, you all, in my workshops, but it's a metapixel and it's a code that we put on it. And what it will do is, especially when you're running ads, it'll tell you, it'll ask you different questions. Do you want us to retarget a lookalike audience? Maybe the audience of people that are already following you and maybe they've purchased from you and they're always around. Or maybe you want it to just focus in on people that clicked and you want us to go back and send information back to them again. This is, have you ever seen where you may have clicked on an ad, or you saw a picture of something, you may, or you took some time out on a video, and all of a sudden you're seeing the same video coming up over and over again? You all, it's not by accident. They have what we call a pixel. They have a code on there, and they've told it, if someone clicks or if someone stays on this long enough, I need you to send that information back to them again. Why? Because you're already, that person is showing interest. Yes, yes, you all. This is what social media marketing is all about. I am here and we need to get this in order. Remember how I always said to you, you have to treat these platforms here as a business. When you begin to look at it as a business and you know what it is that you're providing and who you're going after, knowing your audience, you all, is major. It's major, because that part is going to now let you know what type of content, what type of information, what type of hashtag, what type of keywords I need to utilize. Now, there's more to it, but I just wanted to jump in and share that information with you all. So for many of you all, I know there are things that you want to get out into the marketplace. You want to sell something, but be strategic first. Give yourself enough time before you run anything. Now, if you want to boost a post, go ahead on and boost a post, but just know who your audience is going to be. But if you're running an ad, there are things that you want to make sure that are up to par and are in place before you do anything. Never forget your call to action. But at the end of the day, we have to remember, people do not know you. They do not know you. And it takes several visits to see you pop up in order for them to get to know you a little bit better and to be able to, absorb the information, especially if they're interested. I want you to understand the behavior of people. We're nosy. We're bored. We want to see more. When you know that, and when you have information out there that is going to be great for your audience, they're going to keep moving through the journey. All right. But understand, there gets to be a point, maybe in the opt-in page or the lead magnet, they do not click. That means something is missing. There's a gap and there's a disconnect. And those are the things that we always have to pay attention to. You do not want to run an ad, you all, and you're throwing away money and nothing is happening. At the end of the day, and I'm going to say this and then I'm done, running ads is also a numbers game. I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to stop right there. Okay. Running ads is a numbers game. How many people are you looking to convert? What are you looking to do? It's a numbers game. If I'm going after 100 people, that means my budget in running my ads needs to be a certain dollar amount. And I also need to make sure that even if I'm running this ad, you all, it should not go over me paying so much money per click or per my click-through rate. Because if it's over a certain dollar amount, that means I'm losing money. Okay, but I wanted to jump in and just share that information with you in regards to the young lady that is a content creator who was running ads and recognized the fact they were getting the likes, but no one was really following them. Well, you got to ask people to follow your page. All right, the little things. What's the goal? And I need to go for it. All right, but I just wanted to jump in and share that with you all this evening. Remember, our content creation skills training class is coming up next June 22nd. It is on a Sunday afternoon. You want to be there because I have some more information I'm about to give you all out on that day. Shout out to you all that made the last one. But we're going to focus in on you creating the content. All right. We need to take a good look. For you all that are my clients, I see you out here. You are doing it. You are doing the work. Yay. I see you moving. Okay. Everything is about strategy and everything is about intention. We cannot get so super duper excited and we have not strategized or we have not put things or put a structure in place. All right. I'm excited for you all. All right. I gotta go. I gotta be in San Diego on Thursday. I have to do a training with Costco in San Diego, and I still need to finish up some stuff, and that's on Thursday, y'all. All right, love you. Talk to you soon. If you need me, send me a message, DM me with any questions. As you see, I like to come on and answer questions, or just leave a message inside the comment. But I want you to take this information to heart. And I want you all to go out here and utilize these platforms. And you really don't understand what it is that you need to do. But we have to take out the time to do the work. All right. And you need to give yourself enough time to get the job done. Part of marketing, you all, is research. We're putting something out here and we're looking to see how is that working? Is it working? Because it might be the content, or it could be a page, or it could be maybe there is an error in people clicking the link. Maybe something's not right. We always got to pay attention first. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.